The reason that I want you to learn to breathe correctly is that once you've gotten into an out of proportion response, it's really hard to think clearly because your brain is in the fight flight mode. And I need you to be able to think clearly so that you can actually look at what's happened and really determine what's real, what's not, and how to address what's happening for you in the next steps. So, breathing is really a foundation that you have to get a handle on so that you can get control of your triggers. And so, when you have the correct breath, it actually stimulates a nerve in your body that's called the vagus nerve. And I've added this diagram to this slide so that you can see everything that your vagus nerve impacts when it's stimulated. So another way to think about the vagus nerve is that when it's stimulated, it causes relaxation. So your spinal cord goes through your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is right in the middle of your body, above your belly button. And when you breathe using your belly to breathe, your diaphragm is the thing that stimulates the vagus nerve and causes the relaxation response in your body. So the way to complete that breath correctly is to imagine that you have a balloon in your belly. And when you breathe in, you want to imagine that the balloon in your belly expands. And when you release the air, the balloon collapses so that your belly goes back to a neutral position.
Okay, so now I'm laying down because this is the easiest position to learn this breathing technique for. In the time that I have taught this to my clients over 2 decades, there were maybe 2 people in that period of time who could not put the breath in the right place. So, if you imagine having a balloon in your belly, and my navel is right here. So I'm going to put my hand just above my navel where my diaphragm would be, and then my other hand will be on my chest. What I want you to see is that there will be no movement in my chest. All of the movement is going to be in my belly. And when I breathe in, the belly will fill up with air like a balloon. And then when I exhale, the balloon will collapse. Here's what it looks like. You see, there's no movement in this panel. And my knees are bent because that's the best position to be able to learn this breathing technique in. On your back with your knees bent like this.
I want you to practice it every day, and I want you to practice it in the position that you just learned it in until you get used to how it feels in your body, until you get used to exactly what it feels like when it's correct, and that you're confident that you know that when you engage that breath, it causes a relaxation response in your body. And one of the best ways to do that is around bedtime, right before you go to bed or right as you're getting ready to go to sleep, to practice the breath and notice the relaxation in your body, because that's a nice quiet time of the day. But what I want you to do is I want you to get good at using this on the spot in any position. So what I mean by that is when you're waiting in line at the bank, or when you're driving in traffic, or when you're talking to a friend and you're on a walk and you notice that you have an increase in anxiety or a strong response happening in your body, I want you to get so good at this breath that you can use it anywhere on the fly. Nobody else has to know that you're using the technique, but you can effectively calm your body. So that every time you feel your body responding in a way that's out of proportion to a given situation, you can calm yourself down with confidence. This is a skill that is super essential to helping you understand how to neutralize your trigger.